Good morning, good day. How are you all? Again, after English, we are with SS today. No doubt, there is a Ekam Kasoti from Government of Gujarat. So I would like to continue. There are about 3 lessons covered in this Ekam Kasoti. You might have gone through the messages on the group. So let's begin the lesson. Literary. What does literary heritage we all know? Literary heritage of India. The word itself dominates something about the literacy. As we are in the sense of literally now we are going through literacy, I think so, our education. So which type of education was that? Literacy, how the languages, the writing forms, what was derived in that. So many such things are there. Let's continue on page number 30. You have to be with SS2, my dear friends. So I would like to say with this subject you can score maximum marks apart from maths and science. Apart from that, I would like to say that if you will go through this scoring subject like Sanskrit is there, I think so it will be computer not physical education with you in 10th standard. So you can work out through SS, just you have to go through the textbook. There is no need of digest and this whole thing. So be a little literate and have some liberalism with SS. I would like to say again, no doubt English is there, but you cannot score more marks in English because of language. Yeah, grammatical mistake, yeah, many such things are there. So let's begin by the name of God again. SS chapter 4, Literary Heritage of India. Please open your textbook and be on through page number 30. Man took help of expression, symbol, drawings and sound to communicate his thought, idea, feelings, emotion to others. As we are using our mobile phone with this all things. Symbolic way of expressing our thoughts, words symbolically with a certain type of drawings we can say. And we are even sharing our emotions also. Nowadays many apps are there within you, and you all are being with your mobile phone, smartphone, we can say that. This led to invention of dialects and scripts. The scripts contributed to the development of language. Over a period of time, language was being used for expression of thoughts. The constructive use of language led to creation of literature. So how literature came into action? We can say that we have to develop something. As you have gone through the school of any person wisdom, so you can understand the expressions over there, how they are talking, and these all things emerged with a language, and language developed literature of particular area, surroundings, we can say. For ancient time, Indian literature is known for its diversity and uniqueness. Indian scholars divided ancient literature into Vedic and classical literature. So in every field, as I used to suggest, as I used to say you, that the world, lots and lots things, literature we can say, maths we can say, science we can say. The most dominant thing is Ayurveda we had given to the world. even we had given the zero, decimal point. You all know about this thing. So apart from that, we have given, Indians have given literature to the world, and it has been classified into two forms, and they are Vedic and classical literature. Besides this, some folk literature was also popular. Every area, every surrounding, we can say, from a particular, it has been said for every 5 kilometers or so, the language is changed, the language tone is changed. So it's because of the people, those who are living over here. See the nature also, the birds you can hear that playing over there. They also are, they also think, yes, this is the right thing. So let's begin language and literature. My handwritings are not good, as you all know from last year. So if we quickly look at the history, we can see an emergence of variety of languages since centuries. These languages influenced one another, and it resulted in the development of literature. So the languages, we can see, no doubt there are different languages, but it developed the literature. As a result, some new language and literature have developed and flourished. The best example of this is Sanskrit language. Sanskrit language is less in use in present time, but religious ceremonies and worshipping rituals are dealt in Sanskrit language. Note, yes, as I told earlier, that you can score in Sanskrit, yeah, as it's a subject too. But yet still in India there are some villages where people used to speak only and only Sanskrit. So you can understand, also the foreigners are coming here in India to learn Sanskrit language, and we Indians are running from Sanskrit. But in terms of religion, wherever we are having any katha, any marriages, etc., the Sanskrit language, we used to call the Pandit over there, and he used to say some Sanskrit slokas and whatever, many things we can say. So we are to and fro, from one end to another, we are connected to this language, and this language has emerged regarding other languages. Let's go. Generally, language provides opportunity for the humans for better expression and understanding. India's most ancient script is that of Harappa civilization. Please underline this line, which has not been deciphered, and so we have not obtained much information about their languages. So we can say that we can see the earlier language through some scripts. Some tombs are there, some old temples are there. Even we can go through the Harappaniya, Mohenjo-daro, these places over there, ancient places. We can get some languages through script. So it was the Harappan civilization we got, but it has not been developed properly. Let's go. Maharshi Panini was a great Sanskrit grammarian. You can underline this thing. The most important book of the time is Maharshi Panini's Ashtadhyayi. It is Ashtadhyayi, which is noteworthy book of Sanskrit grammar of 4th century. Sanskrit is considered the language of ions, language of sages, or languages of scholars. It has been accepted by all at the international level that Sanskrit is the best language for the computer use. So again we got to Sanskrit. We no doubt from our, we can say, heritage, from our culture, we got this language. And it is a superb, it is called a mother of all languages, Sanskrit. No doubt, many words, lakhs and lakhs of words are there, that even foreigners also implemented this thing. And you can see that internationally this language has been accepted. No doubt we are not speaking this Sanskrit language. We are going to Hindi, Gujarati, English, and some Gujanish. I won't say English, Gujanish. Gujarati English mixture, yeah, Hindi English mixture. English we can say, not English, English properly. We are not going through English. No doubt, as earlier I told in my English lecture, that English is our mother tongue, yeah, your mother tongue now. So to learn computer, Sanskrit language is the easiest form of the language. Sanskrit was the chief language for knowledge, science, religion and philosophy. Please underline this. Which language was chief for knowledge, science, religion and philosophy? The language is Sanskrit. Now, ancient Indian literature. What is ancient Indian literature? We will go through some points as properly. We can go directly to the Vedas. Yes, Vedas. Veda means knowledge. They are for which, how much? Understand this thing and learn by heart. 4 Vedas are there. One question you will get 100% from this chapter for about 4, 5, 6, yeah, 8 marks. Depend upon the examiner. You will think that, sir, it is there, not there in blueprint, yeah, these are, everything is in vain. If the paper setter wants to give you a question of 8 marks, he can. So no doubt you will get obviously 1 questions and 2 and 3 questions from this chapter. In your MCQ, fill in the blanks, true or false, and whatever objective we can say. So the Veda, Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda and Arthva Veda. Arthva, not Arth Veda, Arthva Veda, you can understand. In our Gujarati language we say Ved, means Rig Ved, Sam Ved, Yajur Ved and Arthva Ved. Arthva, voice. So don't forget that when you are going to, what are Rig Vedas? What are they? The most ancient book of Indian literature is the Rig Veda. It consists of 1028 verses. Please underline, these Vedas are in the form of verses. As I was teaching you poem, I told in 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th standard 2. It is a wonderful work divided into 10 divisions. So please underline this thing, 108 verses and 10 divisions. Most of the verses are prayers of God. They were used during the yagnas, as we all are in our Hindu system. We are going through yagna and these all things. Whatever system, this we can say ceremonies we are having. So among the verses worshipping Usha, the goddess of dawn, are fascinating. This work describes political, social and religious matters of Aryans who were residing in the regions of Sapt Sindhu. So we can understand at the Sapt Sindhu area, means where the Sindhu Nadi is flowing over nowadays. At that area, most probably this Veda was more popular, more derived over there, and it contains most probably prayers. Apart from that, there one line is there. My student will say, sir, 2 marks question we have written 4 lines. No, we have for 2 into 3, yeah, 2 into 4, 8 lines, yeah, 2 maximum, minimum 2 into 3. Get 6 lines you have to write. Indicate, you have to indicate such types of points. And it is written among the verses, thus worshipping Usha, the goddesses of dawn. Morning, we can say morning as we wake up early and the day begins. So we are praying the goddesses Usha. Now, Sam Veda. There are, 3 other Vedas were also composed after Rig Veda. Out of them, Samveda was composed to focus on the process of recitation of verses. Hence, it is known as the Gangotri of music. Sound Ved, it consists the recitation that we recite every day. Some prayers we used to recite every day, some mantra, etc. Some sloks we used to, some of it, it depends upon you and your family and the surrounding and the society what they do. So typical type of mantra, somebody used to like to recite Gayatri one, somebody used to like to Hanuman Chalisa, some like some ayats to be when they're early in the morning while waking up on from your bed. And some doesn't do anything, nothing, no God, nothing, just enjoying life. So, especially it is known as the Gangotri of music. We can say Gangotri, we know it is a name, one name of Ganga. Now Yajurveda. It is called a Veda of Yagnas. It is composed in both the form prose and verses. Poetry we can say. Prose and verses. This can be in form of MCQ also, yeah, true or false. Just underline this thing. To this describe the hymns recited at time of yagnas, the religious practices and rituals, whatever during yagna, some important thing, yeah, some mantra, yeah, some you can say slokas are specially recited during yagna. So these all are derived in this Veda, Yajurveda. Now Arthva Veda, Arthva Veda describes various types of rituals and sanskars. It gives our means one type of moral values that we have to maintain. Sanskars we all know. So how to behave, how to manage everything, some rights, some regulations. We can say, oh yes, we can say fundamental rights, our moral values. These all things are derived in this Arthva Veda. Arthva, the word itself gives you the meaning. Arthva Veda means there is something in this that it has to be copied, yeah, we can say implemented throughout the life. Now Upanishad. What is Upanishad? The Upanishadic literature gives us vivid descriptions and analysis of the beginning of the universe, the mysteries of life and death, materialistic and spiritual world, etc. Brihadaranyaka and Chandogya are the earliest of Upanishads in the dialect form. There are 108 in all as mentioned in Muktiko Upanishad. So these three lines are somewhat difficult. If you all might be in front of me, I would like to say to anybody in your class to just explain three lines, because I knew all of you, my rising stars, that how much you are going through your languages. So I would like to explain again regarding Upanishad. What are these three lines? The Upanishadic literature gives us a vivid, means different distinction and analysis of the beginning of the universe. How? It shows that it gives us the knowledge to analyze the universe. What is the meaning of analyzing something? What is the meaning of criticizing something? You all criticize. In one year, two form, you all criticize, definitely I know. Because it's a part of your life to criticize something. Shall I give the meaning of criticism? Here there is a word analyze something. Analyze what? Life. What is life? As you will go in your biology section about human body and reproduction system and these all things, many things are there. But here it is a mysterious of life and death, materialistic and spiritual world, etc. Why God gave us birth? No doubt our mother also is a God. But why God sent us to here? As we all think we were with God, and this all our books and our all holy persons and even our parents and everybody used to say we came here from God gifted us to the earth. Why? So all the things regarding this thing, how should be the human life, what he should or she used to do, and what the materialistic world that we are going through today, how the living how we live today in this materialistic world, these all things are derived in Upanishad, and it is about 108 in all mentioned. There are dialogues, Upanishad in the dialogue form, underline this thing, they are 108 in all as mentioned in Muktiko Upanishad. Muktiko, the word gives you the meaning. If you will go through this Mukti, no doubt it's a Sanskrit Hindi Gujarati word. I can't write Gujarati, I can't speak Gujarati, it will create problem, and you all know that 5 complainers of our 10th standard will run away to the officials for complaining. So I am saying the Mukti and Ko. These 2 words are. So what you have to remember in your mind if you want to write about Upanishad? Mukti, nothing else than that. If you will remember Mukti, you will come definitely the whole idea of Upanishad in your mind. That it gives the knowledge written in 108 verses, dialogue form, that how human being should be, he should live, how he will connect it to God, what is the materialistic life of a human being, everything will be given in this, and how he will get mukti from there. As we have come here, we are living a lavish life, then from this, what we will achieve, where we will go, because anyhow, one day, your body has to be burned, you have to be in your grave, whatever the system is there. But what about the soul? What to do? That all things are in Upanishad. Now we are going through Brahmanical literature. Many Brahmanical epics were composed to understand the meaning of Vedic literature. Any critical appreciation based on Vedas composed in the poetic form are included in Brahmanical literature. Vedic literature and directive principles regarding behavior have been explained broadly. How should be your behavior? Apart one word here, again as I told, some criticism has been done to the Vedas. How to understand Veda? As you know, the simple form, as you all are using your guides and digests, for the easiest form, you have to understand something, the meaning of something, the questions, etc., etc. So just this is also one type of digest to learn Ved. What are Ved? And also the last line written over here, Vedic literature and directive principles regarding behavior have been explained broadly. What is Vedic literature? And it has been criticized in this Brahmanical literature that how should you live your life, and it has been explained broadly. Now we are going to Aryancas. Aryans used to spend their last phase of life in Aryancas, making their ashram into the Aryancas forest. They composed literature based on philosophy, which was the result of their deep thinking. It is known as Aryancas. So one typical type of literature they have developed when they went at last phase, it is written, of their life, means as they have now, for example, you all are in your teenagers. Now at the end of your life will be changed. You will go, you will be elder. Then like that, these Aryans also on their last stage of phase of life, we can say they developed something to know what is life, how to pretend it, how to go to, what to be implemented, what are the implementations of these things. So this all is done in this Aryancas, and they have given its the name Aryancas. Now Vedangas. What is Vedangas? Vedangas literature detailed with the religious practice and ritual, grammar, astrology and astronomy. Please underline this thing. The Ramayana and Mahabharata. Here Ramayana and Mahabharata are two great Indian epics. They are epics. The present form of these epics can be tracked back to the 2nd century. The Ramayana has a story of Ramchandra, the king of Ayodhya. The Ramayana is a smaller epic than the Mahabharata. It narrates many attractive stories of adventure. The Mahabharata is the world's largest epic, please underline, has 1 lakh verses. So Ramayana, as we can say, I would like to say Ramayana. Here it is as I told earlier, I told in 9th standard or so, that this all foreigners used to Rama as Rama, we used to say Rama, they used to say Rama. So Ramayana and Mahabharata, it is written over there as we are now going through the language. And Mahabharata, we can say, it is the largest epic of about 1 lakh verses. We all had gone through by one to another extents to the Ramayana and Mahabharata too. We all know some many stories. Even in this lockdown situation, we got this serial Ramayana on TV, on our television. You might have watched it. So many things we get from these epics. If we go through how is life, how it is, how to live. So many things are there about sanskar, about life, about soul, about wars, about hate, about love. Many things is derived in this all thing that we will continue in the next session. Till that, thank you very much.